Hi, welcome back. I wanted to share with you some stuff that I got recently. It's kind of a big one. It's not one singular order, it's like a few purchases that I've wrapped up into one, but it is a lot and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm kind of in my mixed media era now, so I've got a lot of things that I want to explore using in a mixed media kind of way. So that's like the framework for these purchases. Mostly, some of them are just like unrelated and things I just kind of needed, but otherwise I hope you enjoy and stick around if you want to see more stuff like this. Let's start with the stuff I got over my plein air week. So first we'll start with 3 things that I used a little while during the plein air week. I was trying really hard not to use the things I had bought, but I was sort of desperate for some colored pencils that were green, so I did use these. They're the Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. I really love the Derwent drawing pencils that I have, and I have the 36 set, plus I've gotten a few extra colors, but the line was made to be more muted, so there aren't very many like deep forest green kind of colors like this. Well, there is one, but it's very blue, and so I liked that this one was a bit more green, and same with this one, like it's just a bit brighter. They were also like, it was pretty slim pickings throughout the whole store, even though I managed to buy so much. But I got these 3 pencils. They had other colors that I wasn't that interested in. This one is burnt ochre. That was the yellow one, or like this, you know, earthy one. This one is dark phthalo green, right there. And then this more piney one was pine green. Nice. But yeah, I've never used the Polychromos ones. The only pencils I've really tried are the Derwent Drawing, the Caran d'Ache Luminance, and I have some, I gotta double check. What are they called? Oh, the Prismacolor. So we'll see how these go. I just got some more of these. I actually used to hate these types of pens, these brush pens. I used to hate them so much, but lately I've been finding them incredibly useful, just, you know, for painting on the go. So I felt that I needed a couple more. So I have this set from, oh, Niji. I've heard of that brand, but this one looked kind of cool because it was just like extra long, and there were three sizes. So there's this one. This one's a little smaller than that one, and then there's this big flat one, which I definitely don't have. Thought that was pretty cool. So I got 2 palette knives. Yeah, I use palette knives a lot, so I thought these were cool. I use them for oil, I use them for gouache sometimes, but mostly I use them for oil. Okay, so I got this bottle of black sumi ink. I really want to do more with like ink, and not just like watercolor, liquid watercolor. I mean, like, I really want to work with like dark rich ink and like try and do cool stuff with it. So I had been, Yasutomo makes like 3 different kinds. I didn't really know which kind I should get. It's kind of the beauty of going to a small store. Sometimes they just don't have that many options, so like this was the only one they had, so I guess, you know, my mind was already made up then. Some of these purchases were like were like things I had been planning on getting, and some of them were definitely impulsive based off of just like what the store had. So I got this set of 2 brush pens by Tombow, and these are I don't know, I think they're both just black. I like using pens like this. I use them a lot for detail work. I I use them for my work sometimes, like my professional work. So I just thought it would be nice to have some. I think they're different. I'm just not. Oh yeah, it says a hard tip and a soft tip for one of them. I don't know how we're supposed to know which. Oh, this one's the soft tip, and this bluer one is the hard tip. They're both black ink though. Okay, then I got 4 Posca pens. These 3 are the same size nib, I think. Okay, so there's this yellow one. And to be honest, I don't know if I'll use these, but I think the yellow one I may use, and this winey colored one I think I'm gonna use. This is a smaller nib than the yellow one is. I think this orange one's cool. I do love a pop of orange, so I may very well use this one. And then I wished that they had this blue because it's awesome in a larger nib. This one's the finest nib. These two are 0.9 to 1.3 milliliters. This next one, the burgundy wine colored one, is 0.7 millimeters. And then this fine one is, oh, it also says 0.7. But it's just that it's like a marker tip. Anyway, I think those will be fun to experiment with. I got 2 watercolors, which I'm stoked to try out. Let's do that, shall we? Okay, so this first one, Hematite Violet Genuine. And this other one is Shadow Violet. So I guess I was drawn to the violets. This one's a Primatech color, so it means it's one of the granulating ones, and they're typically more expensive. So I was excited to get this 40% off. Wow. It's definitely not as purple as I thought it was going to be compared to the label. Yeah, definitely not as purple as I guess I thought it would be. It's like a very cool brown tone almost. It's not very granulating either. I thought that's what that meant, but maybe, oh yeah, it is granulating. It's just, it's definitely more of a brown. Okay, well, let's try the Shadow Violet. Aha. Ooh, that's very nice. That is like the purple I thought the other one was going to be, so that's good. Then I got 2 gouache tubes by Royal Talons. I have 1 gouache, or maybe 2 even. I think I have 2 yellow gouaches by Talons, by Royal Talons, and I really like them. So I wanted to try these 2 colors for my kind of special palette that I'm gonna make for myself soon. It's not that special, but I just have a new kind of gouache palette I want to start working with, and these were 2 colors that I was looking for. Okay, wow. This one is called Bordeaux. I think that's a beautiful red. I don't think it's a Bordeaux. I think Bordeaux would be much winier, much more purple, in my opinion. This is very much like a cherry red, but I like it. I like it a lot. And I think it will be good for my purpose, potentially. This next one is Prussian Blue. Which, yeah, I don't think I would call that a Prussian Blue. Okay, that's a little bit... It's unfortunate. I would say that's like almost a phthalo blue. I wonder if that's what they use. Prussian Blue should be much darker, like very much what it's on the outside. This is a Prussian Blue, but what's coming out of the tube is very much like a phthalo blue. It's way too bright. Pigment PB15. Let's find out. It is a phthalo blue, so that explains it. Okay, well, I will think about whether I'm using this one in my palette. I'm gonna say not at this time. I got I always throw these in like every bag, so I'm always looking for like a little pencil sharpener that I can easily stick somewhere. Okay, so the next thing, I went a little crazy. It's a product I've been wanting to try. I just haven't really thought of what I wanted to use it for has been the main issue. So I think I'm sort of coming into my mixed media era these days. So I now feel like I have a purpose for the Holbein acrylic gouache. I still very much love and am a traditional gouache person, but I have kind of like a thought on how I'd like to use this product that is different from how I would use the traditional gouaches. So I'm not gonna go into that here, but these are the colors I got and I will swatch them all. They didn't have shell pink left. That was one I was like really hoping for, so maybe I'll get that another time. I got a lot of their other like peachy, pastel-y kind of colors. First, let's do, this is just pale peach. I'm not used to actually the tube itself being plastic. Okay, it is very pale. I'm actually gonna get some water. Okay, that's the pale peach. It's very pale. It's nice. I'm gonna do light apricot next. Yeah, that's nice too. The pale peach is definitely pinkier than light apricot. Okay, I'll do Joan Brilliant. Ooh, I like all three of these together. Although you wouldn't necessarily need all three of these. You could just get like the darkest one and add white to it, but I didn't. I went a little crazy. Okay, I'm gonna do coral red. That's nice. Okay, next is misty green. I have high hopes for this one. Ooh. Cool. But yeah, I was thinking instead of like treating the acrylic gouache like it's like the same way that I would for regular gouache, I was thinking I might use it for more background work and then go over it with all my other stuff. Misty blue. That's nice. Okay, cool. I love all those together. Ooh. Okay. Check out the shadow violet now that it's dried. Isn't that cool? Now that is granulating for sure. I mean, look at all the different colors. This is the hematite genuine, violet genuine. Yeah, I mean, I can see that it is a little violet, but it is not quite. I kind of thought this was what I was getting. And then I thought this would, I don't know, be something else, but that's okay. Here's a close-up on those. On the acrylic gouache. I think in the future I'll do like more of an experiment with these, or maybe later in this video or the next one. Oh, should I swatch this? Maybe I will. I'm gonna swatch this before we move on. Ooh, yes. That's what I wanted. Like, oh my God, it's so good. Yeah. And then if I water it down, I want to get that like, I don't know, like some real inky, swirly business. It does have a smell. There was a smell to that, I think, when I opened it. So the next thing is kind of a good segue into the Blick order because I got 3 pan pastels and I haven't opened them, but I took the plastic off already. And I had been wanting several colors. They had a few more than this, but there weren't any other colors that I wanted. So I got 3 from the store and then a few more from Blick. So let's just segue on over there. I got just 2 more colors. Oh no, this one is smashed. Oh, that's so annoying. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I know you can kind of press it back, but it's really frustrating. Is that it? Yeah, I am missing one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that was really crazy. I actually hadn't like opened my box before starting this video, so I was missing like 4 items in my shipment. That's never happened to me before with Blick. I don't really know why it did this time, but I just called them. Their customer service is so good. I've called them many times for random reasons, and they're really, really great. So not to worry, that's all getting shipped out soon, like tomorrow. But anyway, that's so crazy. So anyway, I got technically 6. I have 5 of these pan pastels here with me, and I also got one of the kits about, you know, with all the little thingies. While I was in the store, they didn't have the wand version, but they had some of these, so I picked some up because I don't know, whatever. I think I'm gonna start with this guy. So it comes with like, these are kind of like makeup sponges, very similar. So it comes with one like this, angled and round. It comes with like one that looks like a weird little finger. And then it has this like applicator that you slide these like eyeshadow sponges, basically. That's not what they are, but that's what they look like. But just know, like, they make multiple shapes of these. So you can get like a triangular one, a flat one, a more round one. I kind of was feeling the oval. All right. Okay, so I am going to start with this one. This one is called Diarylide Yellow Tint. I've never heard of that, but I wanted this really pale yellow, and it looks perfect. It looks like exactly what I wanted. Okay, nice. That's the yellow I wanted. Yeah, I just had some thoughts and plans, and I kind of want to experiment and like really go hard into the mixed media this year, and this summer especially. So that is a lovely yellow. Ugh, love this. It's just vermilion medium. They have like a lot of different shades that are typically very dark or very vibrant, and then they'll say like the extra pale version or the 10% version or the light version or the medium version, and it's like just different values of that same color. So my understanding is I can just kind of wipe this off on another piece, like a paper towel. So we'll try that. Ooh, yeah, that's so nice. That's kind of like this shell pink I wasn't able to get in the gouache. Lovely. Next is it's just orange, and I was really excited. I love a bright orange. I love a pop of orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors. Oh yeah, that's so nice. Okay, next is ultramarine blue, a classic. Oh my gosh, wow. Oh yeah, that's nice. Might be getting a little mixing happening with my orange. It looks like kind of green. Oh yeah, that's mixing. Let me take two. Let's try something clean. Oh, that's lovely. Beautiful. Okay, so noted that they do kind of mix if you use the same sponge. Which is, I'm gonna have to think about. I mean, if I'm being honest, my intention with these isn't gonna be doing like really detailed art with the pan pastels. I'm thinking this is my starting layer, my background. So I'll probably use these, but I'm thinking something like this, just big sweeps of color, and then I'm gonna go over it with other stuff. I think, at least for now, that was my thought. Okay, and the last one that I have here currently is burnt sienna. I think I'm gonna risk using this. I sort of cleaned it off-ish. I love burnt sienna as a color in general. I do like a more red burnt sienna. This one is very brown leaning, but that could be because I contaminated it with the blue. Okay, fine. I'll use the back side of this. Yeah, I mean, it is more red, but it's not a super red burnt sienna. That's okay. I just like burnt sienna in general. Okay, cool. And the one that I'm missing is like a bright green. That'll be awesome when it does show. Okay, and then something really cool, if we jump back to being in the store, the last thing I got from them was this. I'd never seen anything like this before. I have regular spray fixative for these and for any other pastels, but I saw that they had this liquid bottle of pastel fixative by Schminke, and I kind of didn't know what it was when I was buying it in the store, but I think this sounds cool. I'm gonna get it, or it looks cool. I'll figure out what it is later and how to use it. It says for intermediate and final alcoholic fixative for pastels, but I was like, okay, but how do you use it in a bottle? Well, you don't. You put it in an atomizer. So I just separately bought this atomizer, and which, like, you know, these are like what perfume comes in, or what, like travel perfume. And the point is that you fill it with the spray fixative, and you can spray it and have it in this little mini bottle instead of, or you can put it in any size atomizer that you have. The point is, it's like up to you what container you put it in. So I just bought one for travel because I can put this now with the pan pastels in my go kits, my art kits that I take with me on the go, instead of like the humongo size fixative bottle, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, normally looks like this. You know? So I thought that was pretty cool. Does it work? I have no idea. Let's find out. I use a pipette because it's very messy and I'm getting it everywhere. Also, it's stinky. Okay, I'm gonna fill it up to the top at a later time, but for now, it's just kind of in there. It does kind of, it has like a very fumey smell. That's why you're supposed to do this outside. I'm gonna open the window though. For science, I'll do it for you inside. All right, window's open. Let's give it a try. Wow, that's concentrated. Okay, definitely darkened the color pretty significantly. So that's noted for, oh, I was supposed to put the, he didn't have his pants on. Oh, stinky. And that could just be like the atomizer. I might need to, you know, you can play around with like different ones. We'll spray at different amounts, but whew, I'm gonna BRB. Okay, I'm back. I do have the window open. If it gets loud, I'll close it. But that dissipated pretty quickly, I have to say. Like, it doesn't smell fumey to me anymore, and it was only over there for like a minute by the window. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna keep experimenting with it. I think even when you use this kind of spray, it darkens the color. That's pretty normal, I think. Nothing particularly special, but I like to throw a tube of white gouache in all of my art kits, even if I have my, you know, one of these paint savers. I don't usually squeeze white gouache into the paint savers, and I don't make a dried gouache square either for the white gouache. I just, like, every kit that I have just has like a little fresh tube of white. So anyway, I run out of them quickly, and I'm often buying them. I got one, I was supposed to have 3 pencils, but only one of them arrived. That's okay. The one that did arrive was a Caran d'Ache Luminance, is it Luminance? Yeah, Luminance pencil. This one is Middle Verdigris. Yeah, that's what it's called, Middle Verdigris, and it's this lovely green, light pale green. I really like light pale green, kind of like this misty green here. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, not at all like the misty green, but it is beautiful. Yeah, here's the Middle Verdigris, and oh, I love that. This is such a good color. It's a little cooler than the misty green, but I wasn't necessarily thinking of that when I bought it. It's just a good one to have. How well does it go over this now that it's fixed? Yeah, looks good. I mean, it could have been fine beforehand. I didn't try it, obviously, but I'm having no issues, that's for sure. These are full pans. I never see full pans. I love a full pan. I'd much rather have a full pan than a half pan, so I'm excited about that. I'm gonna use that in my dried gouache palettes. Next, I have put this in my cart, taken it out, put it back, taken it out like 100 times. I've just been really wanting to try this little tin of water-soluble graphite. It says it's erasable too, which is cool. But yeah, if you don't know what this is, it's by Art Graph, which is actually, the brand is actually, what does that say? Viarco. This is the brand, and the line is of it, under it is Art Graph, and they make a bunch of water soluble graphites, like colored, not colored graphites, but they're like little chalks that are colored and are also water soluble. But here's the tin for the water soluble graphite that is water soluble, paintable, and erasable. So I've been wanting to get this. I don't know why. I just like, ooh, wow, that's so dark. I just, I do like water soluble graphite. I have a few other things like it, and like in other forms, and I just thought this would be a great, it looks so good when everybody uses it. Yeah, it does. The problem when I use my pencils is that I just can't get this kind of wash with them, so I'm excited to try it in this format. Alright, so we're nearing the end. I'm saving a really big one for last though. I got 2 brush pens by Ecoline. They accompany the liquid watercolors that I have in these same colors. So this one is the beige rose, pink beige, and this one's indigo. And so I have the little jars of both of these colors because these are refillable. That's why they're really cool. They're brush markers. Inside of them is watercolor, so it's water soluble if you so choose, or not, just use them as regular markers. And then you can refill them, which is super awesome. And they layer nicely and they get really deep if you want them to be. So if you don't know how to refill them, you just unscrew the lid. Instead of pulling the cap off, you unscrew, and then there's a little hole, and you can just use the dropper that comes in the jar and fill it up. And then there's an extra nib, so you can pull that out when your nib that you've been using on the top part gets like, you know, dull, rounded, and gross. You can swap places with that one. So that's indigo, and then this one is rose, pink beige it's called. Sometimes I think they need to be like when it's your first use, they need to be shaken. Not really. They're not, you don't have to shake these or anything. It's just that very first time. Yeah, this is so nice. And I think once they're dry, oh no, they keep going once they're dry. They're like truly watercolors. I don't know why I did that. That was ugly, but whatever. So like they'll keep staying workable even after they've dried, just like any watercolor would. I have one more bottle. I'm not sure why I didn't get the green one as well. Maybe I will the next time I place an order. Okay, so the last thing I got, and it's kind of a doozy, and I'm not gonna swatch them all. Oh my god, look at, don't look at that. Just don't look at that. I'm not gonna swatch all of them, but I think I will. I'm gonna make a dedicated video about this. But I did get the 48 color set Neo Arts. I have been mega intrigued by these since I've been seeing people use them, and I hadn't been trying them, but I really want to try them. I think I'm gonna love them because I don't love oil pastels. Well, I love them in theory, but I struggle with the fact that they don't ever dry. So my first solution to that was this, because I also do paint it with oil paint. So instead of oil pastels, which I have oil pastels, I have some. I have like an inexpensive set that's kind of nice actually. But to sort of get over how I don't like that they don't dry, I bought just a bunch of the oil sticks, and these are great. I can go into these in a different video as well if people would like, but these are literally oil paint in a stick instead of oil pastels, which have mineral oil as a binder. I think that's what it is. But anyway, something about the binder in an oil pastel makes it not dry. This is truly oil paint, so it will dry. And that's great. And I like using those a lot. And I do use them. But I wanted something that was a bit lower maintenance and also could be a little bit more usable with these products out here, because those really, they're not, you know, you're not using water soluble products alongside the oil sticks. So I thought these could be a good solution for that. And they're light fast wax oil pastels. My understanding, and I'm gonna do a full review on these in a different video, but my understanding is that they're a bit harder and less like an oil pastel than we typically think of. So I'm pretty excited. Like I said, I'm not gonna swatch these now, but I guess if you wanna see them in use, I will be making a video about it. Ooh, they're so cool. They're a bit smaller than I think I thought they would be, but they're also longer than I thought they would be. Ugh, they're cool. Okay, so yeah, be on the lookout for that. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. It was over a couple of periods that I got all of those things. And if you want to see how I use them, want to see the review on the Neo Arts or any other kind of, you know, painting medium review or mixed media, just feel free to subscribe and stick around, and I'd love to have you here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.